2 actors. So I was doing little plays in the living room of my grandparents when I was about 6.
Yeah.
I was dissuaded from acting from the school audition when I was 15, when the girl I fancied laughed, and I thought it was embarrassment. Plus, there were no disabled people on stage in those days. You know, there just weren't.
My mother was persuaded to take 3 times in 1 week the drug famously known as thalidomide, and thus I was brought into this world with these small and perfectly deformed limbs that you see before you. However, it did get rid of the morning sickness, so, you know, not all bad.
I've always been aware that as a disabled person, I'm stared at 24/7 by people, but I have no power in that exchange on the street.
Yeah.
But if you put me on a stage, I have power and agency and control over the situation. And I guess underlying everything I do, there's a subconscious desire to have that power.
Julie's our showgirl, she's sexy and cute.
Matt is a freak, a British mutated fruit.
They met at the sideshow on a night of striptease.
We met on May the 5th, 2006, in the sideshow at Coney Island, USA, the year that Julie was Miss Coney Island, and that I was the only actual natural-born freak working at the sideshow. And we did a burlesque show as part of the series Burlesque at the Beach, and there was instant attraction. We were both married to other people at the time, so it played out in an artistic way, and we ended up doing a project together.
Ladies and gentlemen, and those in between.
You're ready for something that you've never seen.
An American showgirl who will show you her butt.
And a real-life freak who'll make you sick to your gut.
We really care about having an authentic experience that people can that really changes their perceptions and their minds and makes them question, why? Why am I here?
Say it's only a paper moon hanging over a cardboard sea.
Was it at that first meeting that Matt taught you how to kill someone?
Yes, it was. Matt taught me how to do a rear naked chokehold. And should I do it to you?
Put it on, baby.
My jacket's a little tight for that.
Okay. So.
Like this. Don't try this at home, kids. There you go.
Yeah, she's still got it.
Yeah, sure. Because you've studied martial arts, right?
That's right, yeah. I've been doing it since 1987. I got a black belt and all that stuff when I was in my late 30s, you know. But, you know, it always comes in handy.
If you believed in me.
What most people want to know is how I do stuff. Well, yes, I have no thumbs. It means I have to do some things with 2 hands that most men find they can adequately perform with just the 1 hand.
Which is a line from The Freak and the Showgirl.
Right.
Yeah. And isn't what you're thinking, people at home.
Yes.
You will address me as Beast.
How is your interpretation of Beauty and the Beast different to what people might expect?
Well, it's an adult version of Beauty and the Beast, so it's not meant for children at all. It's meant for 18 plus, and we interweave our true love story with the fairy tale of Beauty and the Beast.
All of this all of this beauty is yours!
Obviously, with me playing the Beast, my deformity plays into the beastliness, the perceived beastliness of it. But the central themes are roughly the same of self-acceptance leads to other people accepting you and love being possible, you know.
Perhaps you could come out there with me. I mean, before the others, huh? You do know how to please me. Are you able to drive?
I imagine I could learn.
There's no excuse, really, for not casting a regular wheelchair-using actor in a wheelchair-using part. People call it cripping up. It's akin to blacking up or blackfacing in America. I always say, if you're worried about whether it's okay or not, just replace the word disabled with black. And if it still seems okay, carry on.
The world hated me. But no more than I hated myself. They wanted a monster. I decided to give them one.
My ideal role, obviously, whatever character I play is going to have short arms.
Yep.
That's fine by me.
That's not necessarily true.
No,
It's
indeed.
not necessarily true at all.
I could have wings.
You could have wings, you could have long arms. Your striptease begins with long arms. You don't have to play short arm character all the time. Just like people who can walk sit in wheelchairs.
Yeah, I could.
Right?
I
It could be CGI'd.
I could able up.
Yeah.
I suppose. But no, ideally a character that's there for their thoughts, dreams and hopes and personality. A father, a lawyer, a neighbour, a shopkeeper, and anything, a person.